What's going on, dudes? AK here, and on today's video we're going to be talking about updates for Battlefield 5, patch notes and new weapons coming in future Tides of War updates. So without further ado, let's get into these pesky patch notes. We'd just like to point out a quick disclaimer that everything in these patch notes are subject to DICE's discretion and they may change at any time. So without further ado, let's get into it. Apparently they've reduced the recoil and increased the muzzle velocity for the P08 carbine in a bid to improve its effectiveness, and kills in Firestorm are now awarded even if the player disconnects during a down state. That's good game, DICE. I'm glad there's going to be less toxicity in Battlefield 5. Moving on though, they've reduced the extreme instances of invisible soldiers. However, they do stress that this might not be a complete fix. We'll just have to find out, essentially. Specializations are able to be reset on the P08 carbine now. The game will no longer stutter when killing enemies with tanks, and they've removed an unintended suppression effect that was applying to infantry soldiers when a tank fires its main cannon. The screen will no longer turn black when firing stationary cannons. The Arras sights on the Lewis gun now display correctly when using extended mags, and the rate of fire for the Mark 6 revolver has been reduced from 200 to 180. Now, I'm not particularly on board with this particular change. I do think that all the other guns should have got a buff rather than this one particularly getting a nerf, but I do understand that it is one of the more overused pistols, so any change is a good change at this current juncture. The correct crosshair should now show for the Mosquito FE Mark 6 on all loadouts, and the company will now display the correct amount of bombs on the JU-88. And players trying to spawn into airplanes should no longer get stuck on a deploy screen. I don't know why that wasn't a thing, guys, honestly. Let's get into the meat and vegetables of this video, which isn't about the patch notes. It's mainly about the new guns we're going to be getting in the Tides of War events coming up. Now, I'm not entirely sure what guns are coming when, so I'm just going to go through them as they're laid out in the patch notes. The first weapon on the list is the Panzerbuch 39. Apologies if I'm murdering that name. As far as I can ascertain, it's a German anti-tank rifle. The next gun we're going to be getting is called the Breda M1935. It genuinely reminds me of the Fedora of Aftermath from Battlefield 1, so I am quite looking forward to that, as that gun was amazing to use. Hopefully it plays in a similar way. And finally, the last gun that we might be getting, depending on which order it is in anyway, but the last one, according to the patch notes, is the C96 carbine pistol. If they're going to be doing the carbine pistol, it's probably going to be the Red 9, which is the one with the wooden stock on it. It was already in Battlefield 1, so it shouldn't be that hard to implement it over into Battlefield 5, just really a new texture and a bit of a reskin, I suppose. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the new guns go for the upcoming Tides of War that we have to look forward to. And finally, the last two items on the list of these patch notes that we're going to be getting in the Tides of War in the coming months are two new maps, which I'll let play in the background. I've slowed it down, the footage, so you can have a real look and see what's going on. I hope Province is first, if I'm honest, because it genuinely looks fun. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike. If you're new and like that content, remember to smash that subscribe button and to tickle your bell. And as always, I'll see you in the next iteration. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.